Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 4. Last episode, we did some very good things. We reported in on what happened in the fortress over in, here. What happened to Rentar Irno. And then, we happened to turn in a rod we found. With that, we managed to destroy all three of the shades. Formello, Silvar, Almaria, and Darman are all free, and Blosk has been avenged. The shades are gone, and all is well. The only thing left to do now is hunt down Rentar Irno, and he's somewhere up here. The Spire Fortress we're told we can't get through, but we should still go to Fort Saffron and see what we can do and find out, so let's go up here and do just that. Fort Saffron. Huh. Job board's out here. Attention, adventurers of Avernum. A generous reward is offered to the skilled citizen who can slay the leader of the bandits who have seized the Spire Fort. To collect the bounty, please speak with Commander Elphaba of Fort Saffron. A group of bandits was seen entering a cavern northwest of Fort Saffron. Nobody was able to see them leave. Due to shortness of manpower, nobody there has been able to properly investigate. Commander Elphaba will pay a bounty to any adventurer who can investigate the cavern and determine if it is a source of abyss bandit activity. Kassaz, an envoy from the Empire, is stranded in Fort Saffron, unable to travel because of an illness. Anyone who can bring him 3 vials of curing elixir to relieve his symptoms will receive the gratitude of the Empire. A more immediate reward, in the form of money and items, is also available. There is a sealed letter tacked to this board. It's addressed to Rebecca of the proud abyss city of Barga. There is no mention of a reward for its delivery. Alright, we can take care of that. Yes, putrefied gauntlets. Those are definitely going to be sold. Alright. Let's take a look around the outside here first. Touch! Alright. You enter Fort Saffron, the keep at the northwest exit to the Great Cave. Beyond this fort, to the north, are the wild lands of the Abyss, where brigands and those too wild to fit into Avernum are banished. This fort is clearly undermanned. There are very few soldiers wandering around, and the gates seem to be guarded by some sort of a large, spine-flinging fungus. In the center of the fort, several soldiers are sitting around a fire and eating stew. They notice you, but they do nothing to question you or keep you from entering. Okay, then. You've met plenty of wizards in your travels, but none like this. He is on his knees, covered in filth, his arm up to the elbow in some strange fungal creature. You watch, fascinated and disgusted, as he roots around the inside of the creature. Finally, he rips a big, wiggling grub out of it. There, that was a parasite. He flings the thing into a pot, stands, and wipes off his arm with a towel. Then he turns to you, notices your discomfort, and grins. What, you've never had your arm in a big fungus before? You haven't lived. I'm Encanter Hermes, always glad to help an Avernite. What are those fungi? A creation from your tower colony. You Avernites are remarkably skilled at making and altering plants, truly amazing. That is one of the reasons I came to Avernum. Botany has always been a fascination of mine, and when I learned that Fort Saffron needed help with their defenses, I volunteered to go and put what I'd learned to work. So these fungi are magical creations. But of course, there's no pine tree or grapevine. Pretty much all the plants in Avernum have been tinkered with by your wizards, some more than others. Did you create these fungi? No, I just raised them. I don't have near enough skill to create something like this. Yet. These things are defending the fort? They're big, mindless, and stupid-looking, but they are dangerous. They can fire a razor-sharp and venomous spine like an arrow. They're a good part of the defenses for the north wall. Fort Saffron had a lot of soldiers, but they're elsewhere right now, so I'm here to look after the fungal defenses. What are you defending against? You should talk to the commander about that. I think she's in the barracks. Encanter Hermes carefully sharpens a scalpel on a whetstone, preparing to operate on another fungus. You still want to talk, Avernite? I'd be glad to. What would you like to know? Are you an Avernite? Nope, I'm from the surface. I came down about a year ago. He holds up his arm. You can see that the skin is pale, but not like a lifelong Avernite. I came down here to see what the underworld was like, and to study your magic. It's remarkable stuff, very different from on the surface. How is our magic different? There's less strict controls. Why, to do a single experiment on the surface, you need direct approval from 3 different officials. Minimum. Have you met other people from the Empire down here? Oh, not many. A few officials, a few tourists. There's someone from the surface on this fort right now. His name is Casas. He's in the guest quarters, I think. Might you get in trouble for helping to defend this fort? In the old days, yes, but Empress Prazak wants good relations between us and you. Some of the Empire nobles are furious about it, but what can they do? Can you teach me any magic? Oh, afraid not. I want to return to the Empire someday, and when I do, I don't think they'd approve of my sharing magical secrets with Avernites. The controls on magic are strict, let us say. You speak with one of Fort Saffron's soldiers. He offers you a drink. In fact, drinking seems to be part of the regular regimen here. Some forts in Avernum are active and serious, and some are dumping grounds for the inept. This is the second one. But to be fair, the ale is good. Well, okay then. Let's take a look around in this direction. Lizard... 2 cells. I guess this is where the... Yeah, these are the cells. Nothing in there. Prisoners were held in these cells while waiting to be taken to the abyss. Nothing there. That cell we can't go into. Alright then. Let's take a look around this way. The quartermaster for Fort Saffron is a particularly old and mangy Nephil. Most of the supplies here seem to be covered with a thin layer of his shed hair. He looks over your gear, watching for something that he might want to trade for. He likes what he sees. Ator feral me, trade me, want stuff. You stuff for me, stuff for you? Nothing we really need. Actually, you know what? Grab the energy elixirs. They're useful. And we also want to sell this wave blade and those gauntlets. Thank you for your time. Anything in here we can take? Another energy elixir. Disruption wand we can sell. And that we can also sell. So again, if you don't mind, I would like to sell you these things. Thank you. What does this sign say anyway? Supply depot. Okay, fair enough. More stairs up here. Ah, it's just... I like the way it's open up and looks out over it like that. It's a nice touch. Okay, there's the north gate. Not going to bother going in there right now. Same north thing there. Alright. Infirmary. Oddly, the infirmary was locked up. Perhaps their healer was sent elsewhere. Enchanter's office. Interesting. Very interesting. This box is full of tiny scraps of paper. Looks like someone went to great effort to tear some notes and letters until they were utterly unreadable. It looks like the spellbook has been here for many years, used by all the mages who have been assigned to Fort Saffron. The thick vellum pages are heavily worn. Some of it is basic and some of it is too complex, but you do learn a bit about various sorts of protective magic. You're skilled with the spell's augmentation and prismatic shield increases. Fabulous. Guest rooms. Ah, fabulous. This must be where that Empire official is. In one of these. Not much in there. Cassaz gratefully takes the elixir. Hopefully this food will help me keep my food down, or at least make it come out slower. Yeah, take these potions. They didn't help. He gives you 2 potions and a pouch of coins, too. There is a small, thin man slumped in this chair. He looks like he recently came from the surface. He also looks very ill. The greenish tinge to his face goes well with the green glow from the crystal on the floor. He has his dignity, however, and he has no intention of looking incapacitated in front of an Avernite. He stands, wobbles a bit, maintains his balance, and shakes your hand. Greetings, I am Castles, an envoy from the court of Empress Prazak, here to explore your lands, though I've been stuck in this fort for some time. What is your illness? I am not sure, but I believe it is a traveller's affliction. Often when visiting new land, it takes my vowels some time to adjust to it. It is taking me much longer to adjust to Avernum, however. I have been unable to travel for some weeks. Fired a suspicious nature. Do you normally get this sick? No, not at all. You have suspicions? No, I am not paranoid. I do not feel that I am being poisoned. I am ill, that is all. Sure. Cassaz slumps back in his chair and looks down at his bucket. I would be happy to speak with you further. I beg your apologies in advance should I need to vomit. Perfectly understandable, Cassaz. Why are you in Avernum? I am here as a guest of your government to learn more about your lands, your culture, and so on. I am a sort of diplomatic envoy. Then I will report to Empress Prazak. So you're like a spy? A very poor one, if I took the trouble to get permission before I came here. Point. What do you think of Avernum? A wild, remarkable land, though it is cold and it makes me ill and I do not plan to stay a day longer than usual. I would have left here already, sick or not, if the portal to the surface was functioning. What does Empress Prazak think of Avernum? She is fascinated by it. If it were possible, I'm sure she would have come here herself. Rest assured, some in the Empire are horrified that she tolerates a land not under the Empire's control, but Prazak is powerful enough to freely ignore them. Yes, we've noticed. What can you tell me about Fort Saffron? That it is understaffed and overly dependent on magical creations. Though you are fortunate to have Encanto Hermes to help you, perhaps he can also help you find the commander's shadowy tormentors. Tormentors? The commander here believes that there is a hidden band of brigands hunting her. She also suspects that someone inside the fort is helping them. My guess is that years in the underworld make one paranoid. Sometimes. But other times the paranoia is justified. And why is there a rat in here? There should not be a rat in the guest rooms. Fuh. That's the barracks. Let me just take a look over here. There's nothing but a barrel. Why is there a crystal in a barrel? Never mind. You meet the commander of Fort Saffron. She is currently sitting behind her desk reading a book. You don't see any of the maps, orders, or other paperwork you've come to expect. This must be an uninteresting posting. It's not so dull, however, that she wants to talk to you. She looks very nervous when you enter. She sets her book down and tries to smile. The corner of her mouth twitches slightly. Oh my, an adventure. Nobody warned me that you were coming. I am Commander Elphaba. Welcome to Fort Saffron. I'm afraid that we have very little to offer you. Has Fort Saffron seen much action lately? No, none at all. That is why all of my soldiers have been taken away to serve elsewhere. Which is not to say that there haven't been problems. The brigands of the Abyss decided to attack the Spire Fort, and they succeeded. But that doesn't seem to concern us, which leaves me with very little to do. Where were your soldiers taken? It's not for me to ask, but I know the south end of the Great Cave has had its own bandit problem. Or maybe they're at Fort Remote. There is real action happening there, I hear. What is the Abyss? It's the Avernum within Avernum. When all the Empire's exiles got sent down here, some of them wanted to build a life, and some of them wanted to continue their earlier criminal ways. The criminals got thrown into the Abyss. It's a big cave north of here. It's basically livable, I hear, but a rough place, and the Spire Fort keeps them up there. Tell me about the Spire Fort. It controls the only route between the Abyss and here. It let the criminals in, and it didn't let them out. But something happened. Now it's out of Avernite control. The brigands took it over, and they shoot at anyone who gets close. Is anything being done to retake the fort? Not really. As long as the people of the Abyss keep to themselves, there's no need. And so far, that's what they're doing. They know if they do much more against us, we have the strength to crush them. Are you worried that they will attack you? No, this is still a solidly defended keep. Also, we have Encanto Hermes here, a marvelous wizard. He's breeding and placing creatures to help defend our walls. Commander Elphaba sits behind her desk, extremely tense. Well now, still want to talk, eh? I suppose I can speak with you briefly. What is it? I have a message from the commander of Lost. He needs more troops immediately. Trust me, friend, few were more saddened by the happenings in Lost than me. But I barely have enough troops to hold this fort, and I have been having problems with bandits. No, the way things currently stand, I cannot put this fort at risk by weakening our forces. If something happens to make the situation change... No, best not to dream. I am here from the castle. I am investigating the dark side loyalists. Oh, so you know about our problems. About the tunnels. About my fears of infiltration. The castle is finally getting involved. I'll help you as I can. But be sure to tell them that I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't had enough resources. I kept things under control. Make sure they know that. Tell me what has been happening. Well, the brigands from the Abyss took over the Spire Fort, to the north. This is bad, of course, but other things have happened too. It started a few months ago. We saw figures lurking outside the walls to the north. A few patrolmen were killed. And then we heard the digging near the prisoner cells. It was only through dumb luck that we discovered the tunnel. There was someone harassing us. Another band of robbers and assassins. You called them the what? The Dark Side Loyalists? Whoever they are, they mean us harm. You think that you have been infiltrated? I had suspected it. The robbers knew where our patrols were going. They knew where to dig, too. I suspect that someone is helping them. Tell me about the tunnels. There is only one I know of, but I'm sure there are more. You can see the tunnel by going to the prisoner cells. The stairs are in the southwest corner of the keep. The door to the tunnel is locked, but I'll have it open for you. What is down there? I do not know. I don't have the forces to send an expedition down there. What would you like me to do? Find the lair of the thugs who have been haunting us and wipe them out. They killed several of my soldiers. I'd prefer mercy isn't shown. If this makes the castle happy, then so much the better. Report back to me when you've found and killed their leader. Right-ho. Let me just take a look in here. A couple coins. And a potion there. I think you meant they're in the southeast corner of the fort. The hell did it? Oh, there he is. Yeah, I just want to sell you these few things. That's all. Thank you. Alright. Before I do, I just want to take a look at the region just outside here. Oh, there's actually not much around here, is there? Doesn't look like it, really. I mean, there's a destroyed passage there, but that's about it. Mandrake root. Yes, I know I probably shouldn't be looking out here right now, but eh. A ruby. Doesn't look like there's much else out here. The Spire Fortress is there. We know of the bandits to the west here. Well, northwest. They're located up here, most likely. You know what? I suppose we can do something about those. The Spire Fortress. Please check in prisoners at Records Hall. Someone died here. Ahead, you see the Spire Fortress. It is one of the most remarkable structures in Avernum. It is built at the top of a huge stone spire in the middle of an enormous, and for all practical purposes, bottomless cavern. Natural stone bridges arc to the fortress on either side, and the fort controls all travel from north to south. This is good because north of the fortress is the Abyss, the wildlands where Avernum banishes all of its criminals that do not merit instant execution. Unfortunately, it soon becomes clear that all is not well here. There is a body on the pathway struck down by a flung javelin, and the gates show signs of having been struck with a battering ram. The guards watching your approach are not Avernite soldiers, but thugs from the Abyss. They jeer and aim their bows at you. Something terrible has happened. The Spire Fortress has fallen. And they are hostile, so I am not even going to go close. And there's some bandits in here, so you know what, let's clear them out. I figure, what the hell, we can spare the time. It looks like there were recently some brigands hiding here. For some reason, when they abandoned this lair, they left traps behind to harm anyone who came to investigate. Odd. Very odd. Who are we supposed to report to? Elphaba. Alright, Elphaba, let's see. Commander Elphaba listens to your description of the contents of the bandit cave. She is disappointed that the tale doesn't end with a pile of dead bandits. Ah, well, thanks for trying. She gives you a small pouch of gold coins. Nice amount of coin for, well, that. Alright, I suppose we can go see what we can do here, then.